Oh, hi Linda. Hi Rosie. Welcome. Couldn't get my phone hooked to be connected. I had to turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah, I usually am here early. Like I said, I couldn't get my phone hooked up. Hi Sue, welcome. And give it another minute or so and we're gonna get started. I have three cards. 1, 2, 3 cards and two different holders for you. I rearranged my room here and now I have all this light over here, right there. Oh, how did that happen? But yeah, I just can't get my lighting the way I want it. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna flip the camera down and we're gonna get started. Okay, let me make it straight. There we go. All right, so first I am going to be using the Snowflake Kisses stamp set on the cards. And I'll show you the first card. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did that. Lay that there. I used this piece of the die and this one. Okay. Now I went ahead and I already cut it out, but I want to explain something to you when you do cut it out. I'm using Blackberry Bliss 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I got glue on my table here. And then I cut a piece of Whisper White, basic white. And I went ahead and cut the die out. Now, I cut this at 4 5 1/4. Okay. I would recommend you use a 4 1/4 by 5.5 sheet of cardstock, put it in the middle of that and cut it out. That way you can get a more even border all the way around. I have a thinner one up at this one here compared to the bottom. All right. This was cut on a 4 1/4 by 5.5, and I cut it down to get it more even around the outside. That's my tip for you when you cut this out. But all that will be cut out when you do run it through the cut and emboss machine. You're going to lay that on here on the Blackberry Bliss. I did cut a this white circle is this here. It automatically cuts it out for you. That will be placed back in the center. This is Petunia Pop, and this is that extra piece I showed you. Got to lay that in here. And this is one of the snowflakes that are in the dies. That'll get laid right here. And I have a, let me get it up here. Whoops. I have something, put it in the middle then. Okay. So let's glue all this down. And I just went around the edge of the outside. Down here it's really thin, so you want to make sure you don't put too much on. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little bit around the circle in here. Some spots a little wider, so you could put a little more in there. And then just randomly put some on the snowflakes that are in the middle, just to hold it down a little more. You could run this through our adhesive sheet if you want, and it would all be sticky. Then we're going to just center this on the front of the card and push it down. And then we're going to take, okay, I do have it on dimensionals, so let me get my dimensionals here. Here they are. I think these were in the paper pumpkin kit. They're not quite as big as the original ones. But I'm just going to put 3 on them. And I'm going to take the backing off. I'm going to lay that in the center. Okay. Take the backing off of this one. And that's going to go in the middle. We're just going to glue this down. And again, I'm putting it in the center and on the very tips. If you want the whole thing down, you could put it through a adhesive sheet, or you can use my little handy dandy glue adapter. And then we're going to just put that in the middle, like so. Then we're going to bring in, this is Petunia Pop. So let's put, what's on here? Hold on a minute. No, I don't want any of them. How about a green one? That will pop out. And it doesn't have to be a real big one. So we'll put this one on. Okay. And then for the inside, I have, get these out of the way, a 4 by 5.5, or 5 1/4. And I put on here, may the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. Okay, so we're going to get that. We're going to get Blackberry Bliss. And we're going to ink it up. And we're going to put it in the middle. Like so. And then we're going to put it inside. Hi, Tina. Welcome. So let's just put some glue on there. Well, come on, Deb, open it up. And we'll put it in. Okay, that is my first card. Now I'm going to show you how to make a lip balm holder. And it will be these here. You open it up and you put the lip balm in it. And I have Happy Winter on there for you. And you just close it. Okay. So I got my lip balm from Amazon. It's 32 of them in a box. And I just grabbed strawberry. I'm going to give you the measurements. It's right here. It's a 5x3 piece of cardstock and 5x3 piece of designer series paper. You're going to score on the cardstock at 1 inch on all 4 sides. On your designer series paper, on the long side, you're going to score at 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that's it. So we're just going to burnish our score lines. Okay. And then we're going to cut up to that first score line there on each corner. We're going to miter the middle one. And I didn't cut that straight. Let me cut that off. Because if I don't, it's not going to work. And we're going to do the other end the same way. Up to the first score line. Like so. So the bottom of your box will look like this. You're going to get your glue. And you're going to take this one, fold this one over, and then overlap that one. Okay. Let me get this piece off of there. And you're going to do the same thing over here. Now, if you don't want that flap inside, take and put it on the outside and then put that one on top. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm going to put glue on the middle flap. I'm going to put it over top one of the outside flaps, like so. I'm going to do the same thing down here. And you're going to just bring this one over. Whoops. I did that wrong. I did it on the wrong side. Come on, Dab. Well, I'm going to have to do it this way. You want to put it on the inside of the middle flap, not the outside. And then we're going to put glue on the ones that are left. And we're going to just line it up. I'm going to make another one, so hopefully I won't do it the same thing. And then this one. This will be one of the items at my Thanksgiving gift giving or Black Friday gift giving class. Okay, and then your lip balm would go in there. Then you're going to score on the score lines of your designer series paper. Okay, then this gets wrapped around your box. So I take the middle one, lay it there, and then I would wrap it around like so. Then you would, depending on, it doesn't matter, it's the same amount. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on this one or this one, it doesn't matter. But don't put it on the very edge if you're drawing this one in case it doesn't match all the way over. If that makes sense. And there you have your lip balm holder. But I bought my candy. I put some in my little dish here. And you know, you can put Rolos in here. You can get 3 Rolos. Okay. Or, let me see, Hershey Kisses will fit in here. 3. Okay. And nope, peanut butter cups too big. Okay. Nuggets, or the Hershey Nuggets, you can get 2, I think. Yep, you could get 2. Or you can put one of these beside it, like so. You could put that, and then this, and then a Rolo. That would work. So it doesn't have to be for lip gloss. I'm going to put one in here. And then you would decorate it. Okay, I just wanted to show you how to make it and what it looked like. I will do it again. They're 5x3 cardstock and DSP. This is scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides, and this is your bottom. You're going to cut up to that first score line on both sides. When I'm done this, I'm going to do another card. After I do that card, then I am going to show you a hot chocolate holder. And then I have another card after that. Okay. Now, I want this to be like this. So I'm going to put glue on the inside. And we're going to put it on top. And then you're going to put this one on the inside. And put it on top. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, Deb. I know I did it wrong. Okay. And then you're going to put on the inside of the other 2 flaps and fold it over. I'll be all right tonight, guys. And then this one. And I need to, there's just a little piece right there where I didn't cut when I did the mite, or to trim the edges off. Okay. Then we're going to fold this up. And this is retired paper, by the way, that I'm using. Both of them are. They're from the one that had the penguin and the bear, and it was a cute little stamp set and paper, and I had some left over. All right, so I'm going to take the middle one, lay it on top, and fold it over. I like it that way. Okay, so I'm going to put some on this side instead of the other way. Fold it down, make it even, and rub it around. Push it through, put your lip balm in, and shut it. And there you have the other one. And I put Happy Winter, and that is from the Snowflake Kisses Happy Winter, because everybody needs one in the winter time because their lips get chapped from the coldness. Okay, so that is my one holder for tonight. And like I said, you can put candy in. You don't need it for lip balm. This is Secret C, 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And I am using this card. Now, this is where I got that design. What I did was I made a scrapbook page using these snowflakes, okay? And I had this pattern laying in front of me, and I thought, why not lay it on my paper and sponged it, okay? And I just moved the snowflakes where I wanted to put them, and then I just sponged them, okay? I'm going to show you before I put it together on the next card. But that's all I did, and I just moved them around and got this design. So I thought I'd make it into a card. So we're going to, let me see. How about if I put some of this on? It doesn't match. I don't have this color in here, but what do you think? This is Misty Moonlight. Yeah. Think that'll look all right? I'll hold it up here a little closer to you. It's a little lighter than the blues. There's none of this blue on there at all. I don't know. When you hold it away from the light, it is darker. I'm going to put it on. It needed something else. So let me cut off some. We'll flip it over. And you know what? I have my old snail. Trying to use up the runners. And we just make it even. And we'll put glue on it. Put that down there. And we'll cut another piece off. And we'll tie just a knot. Like so. And let's just trim this down just a hair. Okay. So we have that. This goes on the inside. And I have two of them here. Felt thick. Okay, Rosie, thank you. And I am going to, let's see. Let's put Happy Winter on the inside. Secret C. And I'm going to put it up here in the corner, kind of. Okay? Because I'm going to bring this in. And I'm going to take this small one. And I need my daubers. And I don't think I have one for that color. So let me get this one. And I'm just going to tap around. Try not to get out, and I did a little bit, but that's okay. I don't want a real dark snowflake. I just want a little lighter. And see, you have to be careful. You can go out around the image and get the mark on your paper. But that's okay. I'm all right with that. Okay, that is card number 2. Card number 3 is using Old Autumn. Now, I don't have one because I decide. Oh, wait. I'm going to show you the hot chocolate thing. We'll do this one last. So let me do the hot chocolate pack. I'll show you what it looks like. Right here, I already have it in the baggie, the paper bag and every plastic bag. But I'm going to show you how to make that. And I used thick basic white. And trust me, I don't normally use the thick basic white. But I went ahead and ordered some white cardstock, and instead of ordering the regular basic white, I ordered thick. So I'm using thick. It makes it look more sturdier. It does. This is, I'll tell you the measurements. I should have brought them out here with me. This is 8.5 by 5 3/4. Okay. You're going to score it at 1 1/4 and 4.5 on the 5 3/4 inch side. On the long side, which is your 8.5, it's at 2.5 and 3 3/4. Okay. Then you're going to take your scissors and on the sides where these meet, when you hold it this way, it's these 2 flaps right here. And you want to just put just a small corner out of each one there. And then your paper would look like this. Okay? Before we put it together, you're going to need, oh, you know what? I have the measurements right here on my paper here. You will need, for the back, this is 3 by 4.5. And you decide what side you want out. I'm doing the green on this one. No. I'm going to do this on the back. Yeah. So we're going to glue these on before we put the box together. So this is the back. Okay. This is the front. So I'm going to turn it over. And that piece is 3 by 2 1/4, and I'm going to put the green there. Okay. So I'm just going to flip it. Okay. Now I'm going to do the inside. That will go there, and I'm going to use this piece here, the opposite side. This is 3 by 3. If you use paper that is directional, you may want to make sure you cut it, your pieces, so that the pattern is the right way. Okay. Now these pieces are 1 inch by 4.5, and we are going to put them on after the box is put together, and I'll tell you why. So this is going to go up like this. No, this is going to go like this. You're going to glue these pieces to the longer sides. And I'm going to put them on the outside because the front's going to go on up over them. Okay. So we're going to put glue on the inside here. Okay. We're going to bring this up and glue it down. This one's going to go over here. Like so. And just sit there and hold it for a little bit till the glue catches. Okay, and then you're going to put glue on these two ends. You're going to just bring it up and line it up and just hold it in place. I would take your bone folder and just run it in here just to make sure it's catching. Okay, and then these pieces are going to go here, and I'll tell you why I did it this way. Let's see, which one is it? Well, you ain't gonna be able to tell. But see, all my pieces, the ends are in the back here. Some of them I have come in front, like this one. I put the longer flap on the outside, and you can see where it's connecting, if you know what I mean. And I like to have them in the back here. So we're going to put the green on the side. And these are 1 inch by 4.5. Okay. And then the other side. And then that way, if you like both sides of your paper, that way you could get, you see both of them. Okay, now we're not done. I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to go in the corner here, okay, and I'm going to go up to that corner. So all you're going to do, now you could use your trimmer if you want, but I find that it's better to wait till you put it together to do this, okay? Then I'm going from this corner down here, like so. And then you get that filing holder, kind of, where you put papers and stuff in. Okay, so now I didn't bring anything. Hold on a minute. Let me get my hot chocolate and my marshmallows. Get a pack of hot chocolate. And a small pack of marshmallows. They smell good when you open them. And a candy cane. Okay. So you're going to put your hot chocolate, your marshmallows, your candy cane. I put them in the back. You could put it up front. Okay. And then I took 3 Hershey Kisses and I put them in there. And then when you put it in the cellophane bag, they'll fit right in. And then you would put a topper on. And this is 3 by 6. And I scored it at 1.5 and folded it over. And then I took, this would be, you could do 5 1/4 or 5 3/4 by 1 1/4. And I took Merry Christmas from Traditional Tags and ran across that way. And the to and from is from Traditional Labels. You put them in the back. That's all you do with that. And this is another project for my Thanksgiving gift giving. So I'll keep this one out so you can see it. So my last card and my last project for tonight. Let me get this out of the way. I'm going to show you how I did this card. I got to put a verbiage on here then, and I'll get that then. Okay. Let me bring this in. This is old olive. Oh, look, here's my, this is for my mug. Let me do that. Sorry, guys. I forgot I had all that cut out for you. Garden green. And like I said, it's a 6 by 3, and I scored it at 3.5. I mean, at 1.5. And that will go right up here on the top. Okay. And then what I do with my stapler, here it is. When I staple it, I don't like using staples in case kids would get them. But you're going to cover them, but I want to make sure that the bottoms go on where towards you, not back here. I gotta take this one out. This one didn't go in right. So let's do this again. There we go. All right. Then this will go on here. And these actually aren't the size I told you. These are actually 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. If you want them closer to the edge, then it would be 5 3/4. But there's 2. One goes in the front and one goes in the back. And I have Merry Christmas to go there. Okay. And then this is a 2-inch circle, 1 7/8 inch circle. That will go on the front of the box, which I didn't do. I'll have to take it out and do it. But that'll go on the box. And I have sending warm hugs. So I will finish that up. I just wanted to show you how I did them. Okay. Let me bring this back in. And let me get my paper here. All right. So I'm using old olive, and I thought, what colors can I do for Old Olive? So I thought, it's Christmas, snowflakes. I'm going to use Real Red. And let me get my dauber. Do I have a Real Red? Yep. Now these inks are dry except for this one down here, and I'm not getting any on my fingers. So I am just going to start right here. And I'm just dabbing. That's all I'm doing, is just dabbing the snowflake. And you dab until the color you want, the darkness you want. Okay. Put that aside. Well, let's do this one. We'll do where the dark is, we'll do them in the red. That's why I'm doing it on scratch paper. That way it won't get on any other place of my card if I would lay it there. Okay, so we have that. Let's see, what other color do I want? We can put some green on there. Let's do garden green. And I think it's this one. Ouch. Nope. I know I have a garden green somewhere. There it is. So I'm going to line this back up. Come on down. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to do some garden green. This is what they call stenciling. Back in the day, Stampin' Up! Had, it's when we carried our craft ink, and you were able to stamp on walls or whatever. We had craft ink and stencils. I never did it, but it was pretty neat. Okay. And let's put, oh, what other color should I use? How about a yellow? How about Darling Duckling? I don't think I have one for that one, but let me see. No, Daffodil Crushed Berry. Whoops. I have a mark. I got, oh, come on. Okay. Let's do some yellow. And we'll do yellow one over here. Okay. And I think I'm going to do the green one here again. I'm going to we'll see what it looks like. Hopefully it'll look okay. But you could do this to any of our dies. Just create a outline for it, a stencil. Okay, moment of truth. Voila. And then if we put it on front, and you know what? I think a little blue would be there. There. I think I would like a little blue in there. Hold on a minute. Let's get some blue. We'll use blueberry bushel. And we'll get the little ones. We'll put a couple little ones there. Just needed something else. Yeah. Let's do some down here. Fill up some of that space. And let's do the corner here. I got some outline I didn't catch. Wasn't paying attention. I did it over here too. All right. Fills in the spaces. Hi, Linda. Thank you. Okay. So we're gonna 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, and that is old olive. And for this, I have some real red ribbon. And let's put that on this side here. It's a shimmery. I don't know if you can see it. It's like little specks of gold or something in it. Pretty cool. So we'll cut that off. Get my tape runner here. Put some tape to hold it. I'm going to glue that down. And for this one, I would probably put Merry Christmas or Thinking of You at Christmas time, something. Put that on the front. One nice thing about our inks, they dry quick. And then let's tie a knot. Let's cut this on an angle. Okay. And then I'm going to take Merry Christmas. I think that's going to be too big. That's all right. So I'm going to just take one of these and in since we have Old Olive for the card base, I'm taking Merry Christmas. I'm going to stamp it right about there. Just take my big scissors and just cut across. And it's not straight. Let's make it straight. Close enough. Okay. Merry Christmas. Now I think it needs to be something else. How about if I take, what did I do? Yeah, garden green, and we'll go around the white. Shows up better than just being white on white. Okay, Merry Christmas. And I think I'll pop them up. Okay. Merry Christmas. And then let's bring in our shiny sequins, or whatever they're called. Yeah, sparkling sequins. Where'd they go? Okay. So, we'll get some. This is real red, so we'll put one here. Where? Right there. We'll take a green. It doesn't match the green, but we'll take the green anyway. And the gold can be for the yellow. And then we have a lighter blue. We'll put down here. And then we'll take the smaller blue and put it here. And smaller red, let's put there. And then a green, we'll put there. There you go. That's what you call a card on the fly, because I didn't have any planned for this one. I wanted to show you how I got those snowflakes on. So that is what I have for you tonight. The hot chocolate, the chopstick holder or candy holder, and then of course this is the same card, I just beefed it up a little, and then that card. So still working on my Black Friday stuff, and I have popcorn snowman I'm in the process of doing. I have candy bar wrappers. Let's see, popcorn. I did say popcorn. Keychains, wooden keychains. So I will show you all that before Black Friday. As I get them done, I will show you. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you tonight. I will be back on Wednesday with Scrapbooking Wednesday. I've just got to figure out what I want to do. I don't have one made yet. So I will see you Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate every one of you. If you have any questions, just let me know. You can email me at dkl333@comcast.net. If you want to check out my business webpage, Stampin' Up page, it would be debleehigh.stampinup.net. Okay? Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. What's left of